Hey everybody! Alright, so 36 weeks, technically 36 weeks and 4 days pregnant according to my app because this update is late. I'm sorry. Usually my weeks turn over on Thursdays. I usually record Thursday or Friday morning and I get them up on Fridays. It just didn't happen. It did not happen. So I'm already over 37 or 36 and a half weeks, which is crazy. 9 months pregnant, y'all. If you watch my daily vlogs, I said it in our vlog posted on Monday that it's 9 months of awesome. So yeah, we're here, you guys. We are, I think, officially in the home stretch, especially since I'm closer to 37 weeks now. Yay, can you believe it? Okay, so this past more than a week, I guess, since like I'm late updating, it has been definitely like things are different. So I'm just gonna dive right in. So first off, I just became, starting not this weekend we just had, but the weekend before, I just started getting really emotional. And when you're pregnant, that's par for the course. Like you get emotional. I mean, it happens, right? But I mean, my emotions like just started going crazy. I found myself just getting very, I don't want to say, I guess, overwhelmed, but it was like a misplaced overwhelming feeling. I don't even know how to describe it exactly, but I just was really emotional, and you know, it was crazy. So this past week we had, let me go to my calendar so I can reference things, but it's been a busy week. Well, on Sunday the 1st, it was my husband's birthday, so we were doing stuff for that. Tuesday the 3rd, it was our anniversary, and that was the day that I had like this emotional breakdown, like that day, and it had nothing to do with our anniversary, but it just happened like that day. I just kept trying to do stuff. Grayson was sick, like everybody's had this cold. Grayson had it, but it didn't seem like his was very bad, but what he did is he kind of had it and it just kind of didn't develop, and it developed later, and it was like a pretty intense cold for him. Plus, he's cutting his 2-year molars, the last of his teeth. So he had like a double-edged sword. So the poor kid was sick, so we didn't go to Little Gym that day. And I was just trying to do stuff, and I just got like really just emotional. Like I was just like, just couldn't even handle the day. Like it was like too much for me. It was so weird. I guess it's not weird, like it's normal, but it was just like, I don't know, I just kept like going and going and going, and then I was like, like I just was very emotional. But my mom had come over, so she just packed the kids up and was like, I'm gonna take the kids, it's your anniversary, blah blah blah. And Kyle and I had talked about, we had wanted to do this painting thing for our anniversary, but we didn't, because honestly I just didn't want to go anywhere. So anyway, I like calmed down and I felt better, and so that was good. But that was our anniversary. That was our 8-year anniversary. You know, you've been married a while and you can't remember. 8 years of marriage and 14 years that we've been together. I don't know. We've dated since I was in high school, y'all. So anyway, so that was really cool though that it was our anniversary. And like I said, I felt better. And the funny thing is it's like the kids were really good that day. It was all me. Like it was just me. And then the next day, Sophie started her new, Sophie started ballet up again. She's been in a more relaxed ballet tap gym class this summer, but I wanted to keep her in the strict class because I really like it. And so that was on Wednesday, and Wednesday it's like I had a lot going on that day, but I was so much more relaxed. So I know part of my reaction the day before had been hormonal because I had just as much going on the next day, but I was just handling it like I normally do, which is like, yeah, I might get like a little bit like, but like I just go with it, you know, like I'm really positive. Like I felt more like just my normal reaction. And then Thursday, when I actually turned 36 weeks, and that was kind of a busy day too. And I had to get a lot, that was a day in the life, so that's the one I think that's up on Monday. But anyway, so you can go and watch that to see how that day was. But we had like a party that night and we had to go get food ordered for Sophie's party and blah, blah, blah. And then Friday, the kids went over to Kyle's parents at about noon, and because we had a birth planning meeting that day, so that was a really busy day because the birth planning meeting runs about 2.5 hours. And so I had so much I wanted to do that day, but honestly the kids, originally I wanted to get the kids kind of like over there early, and it just didn't happen. So by the time the kids were gone, it was like 12:30. So I ate something, and then I was just tired, like normal pregnancy tired. And I was like, I'm just gonna lay down because I have to get ready anyway, and we have to leave at like 2:30 to go to the meeting. It just wasn't enough time in the day, you know what I mean? So I relaxed, and Kyle came home, and he brought me like food home, but I just wasn't hungry that day for some reason. Like, I wasn't hungry at all. And I'd been having a lot of Braxton Hicks, like a lot, like they started, and I wasn't getting them at night. I mean, I was getting them at night too, but I was getting them throughout the day, and kind of a lot. And they were starting to make my hips, like not my back hurt, but like kind of my hips towards my back were starting to hurt. And I was like, So we went in for the appointment, and I went in for my part first, and I did all my you do a little test thing where you pee on it every time you go in. Everything was normal except my ketones were a little low. It was just because I was hungry because I hadn't eaten much, but I felt fine. And I was really worried about my blood pressure because, it's just the farther I get along, I just worry about that. My blood pressure was like 108/52. It was low normal, like it was, just fine. And so that was good. And then I've been like pretty sure where the baby's positioned, but like I can feel something up here on the top of my stomach, and my midwife and I both, we thought it was the butt, but we weren't sure if it was the butt or the head because they can feel similar. So anyway, so she was like, I'll just do an ultrasound real quick, which is really cool because there doesn't have to be like an ultrasound tech there. The midwife can just, she's like, let's just go do it, because they have an ultrasound machine and a backup ultrasound machine all at the little house that they work out of. And so my mom and my sister were there because anyone that you want to maybe be at the birth has to come to this meeting. So we went in to do the ultrasound, and we checked, and sure enough, her butt is really high. Her butt's like not dead center. Like here's my stomach, like say the curve of my like baby belly. Her butt's not like right in the middle. It's kind of like right to the side, but it's up high. So, and I always feel her legs moving. And her head is down low. She's not like super deep in my pelvis or anything, but she's down there. Her head is like right there, so that's good. We didn't get to see her very long because my midwife was like, I'm not very good at this, but we saw like the curve of her spine. She just rests on one side of my body. She has my entire pregnancy. She just favors one side. Like she doesn't even understand that there's real estate on the other side of my belly. And so after that, we went, my midwife gave the family a tour of the birth center, and then we went in and we went through kind of the birth plan, like things that I want, things that I don't want, their roles and everything, and blah, blah, blah. And I'll talk more in detail about that in our birth plan update that we're going to film this week. But it was really good. And she also talked about like the postpartum, about how she really doesn't want me to do anything for at least 3 weeks. She doesn't even want me to drive until the end of the 2nd week, and only then if I have to. She just says women heal better when they are more relaxed, and I think she's right. I just think as a culture, and here, at least here in America, we've gotten where we expect moms to like just jump back on their feet like the next day, when really you just had a baby, and it's good to heal and like stay relaxed and nurture that baby, especially if you have help with your other children and things like that. So like it was really important to her that Kyle could take off of work and things like that. And so anyway, so that was all good. But I was having lots of those Braxton Hicks. Like when she was trying to take the baby's, get the baby's heart rate, it's just like, she just kept saying, oh, you're having a Braxton Hicks now. And I was like, yeah. And then it was like 5 minutes later, she's like, oh, you're having another one. I was like, yeah. I had so many during that meeting. It was crazy. The next day was Saturday, and that was Sophie's birthday party day. luckily, those of you who follow along with me know I booked Sophie's party in like March or April. I booked it a long time ago at a ballet studio, her ballet studio, because they do everything. And there's a lot of places that say they do everything, like these bounce houses and around here, and like the little gym and all these places that they do a lot. Like, trust me, it's really great, but they don't do as much as this ballet studio. This ballet studio did so much. They even like completely took care of the children. You know, the older children. Obviously, if you had like a little one, you had to keep after them, and they decorated for me, and the decorations were adorable, and it was just really great. Like, I didn't have to like really worry much there. They even did the goodie bags. It was wonderful. So we had our party, but all day that day, just so many Braxton Hicks. Like, I don't know. I would definitely say that they were not productive contractions by any means, but they might have been a step above Braxton Hicks. You know, this is my third time around. It's like I can kind of recognize, like, maybe not what these were specifically, but I could recognize that these were a little different than what I've been having. And the fact also that they were during the day. Instead of, like, a lot of times your Braxton Hicks will, or even false labor, things like that, will increase at night as your activity from the day like wears down on you. But mine were just staying, and they were intense. So like I started having them, and you know, I have a lot of girlfriends there with their kids who they've all had babies, so they know what it is. So I'd be like, feel, because it's like I wanted them to like know I wasn't just exaggerating or thinking it was. I wanted them to feel that I was like definitely having these like Braxton Hicks or whatever. So yeah, and they just stuck around. We got home, I got off my feet, and they just kept coming, and Kyle was kind of like, and I was like, I just would be like, honey, here comes more, you know, and my hips hurt. Like at one point, I mean, they were not, trust me, they were not like actual labor. They weren't. They were just, like I said, a step of intensity above what I kind of think of as even a strong Braxton Hicks. At one point I got on the kitchen counter because, like I said, like my hips kind of wrapped to my back, just started aching, and so Kyle was doing the counter pressure on my hip area and lower back that we learned in the Bradley method class, and that helped a ton because I was just feeling a lot of pressure there and pain, discomfort. So I went to bed and I did not have a good night. It was just like I would just have them in the night, but I also would have to get up to go to the bathroom all the time, and it was just like every hour, I swear. And then the next morning I was still having them, which was Sophie's actual birthday yesterday. But then they died out. They all went away. So that was that. And then since then, so from yesterday about noon, you know, early afternoon, to today, I haven't, and it's late afternoon now on Monday, and that was yesterday, Sunday. I've had just a few here and there. That's it. Just like I was. And that's it. So that, I know that was really long, but I wanted to kind of go through the timeline of what was happening. So I don't know, it was really weird, but definitely like how what was going on this past week physically and emotionally was very different than what's been going on before. And I don't know what this week's gonna bring, like we'll see, right? But I mean, just emotionally I seemed kind of weird, and that can end, you know, that's like can be an early sign of labor when your hormones start getting kind of weird. And then like the physical stuff of just, I don't know, but then like I said, now like today I've just felt really good spirits, and I actually felt good spirits over the weekend too. It was mainly just, I had like 1 or 2 days, that Sunday and that Tuesday, where I just kind of felt like an emotional wreck, and I didn't feel quite myself. And then besides that, I've been fine. I mean, I might get a little bit like, oh, I got some stuff to do, but it's kind of in that normal way, you know, the way that I consider. So there we go. So that is what's been going on. So that's like my timeline of symptoms up until this point. But today it's just like I've been real happy today. I've gotten a lot done. I didn't get as much done. There's stuff that I want to get done, and there's stuff that I need to get done, like the normal housework and stuff. I got a lot of stuff that I need to get done, but I haven't gotten a lot of the stuff that I want to get done. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, because that's a lot of the stuff is fun, you know. And anyway, so I'm working. If you follow me on Instagram, which you should because that's where we update the little nuances of the day, but I posted a photo of like the vlogs and not just vlogs, but like the things I want to do that I'll also film doing. Like I'm working on the, let me film with my other camera so I can insert this in. I am working on, this is the Big Brother, Big Sister stuff. I'm doing their suitcases. I mean, their suitcases, wow. Their gifts, I'm doing their gifts. And then I've got a haul video I want to do, a baby buy video. I've got the nursery craft stuff I want to do. There's 2 different projects. And then in the dining room, that way, and you can't see, I'm doing the birth bag. I'm calling it a birth bag because it's not a hospital bag, and it's, you know, it's my birth bag. The bag I'm going to take with me when I'm birthing. So, alright you guys, I know this update was long, but I just kind of wanted to get the details in there. 1, just to share them, and 2, just to kind of have it on record of what was happening at this point. So, Thursday, 37 weeks, we will start daily vlogging, and they will be real time. Like, we'll film that day and I'll upload them that night or by in the morning of, you know, so they'll be real time, and we're gonna play it by ear. I talked about I wasn't sure if I was gonna do daily vlogs or just pregnancy updates or both, and I think what I'm gonna do is just daily vlogs until labor. And they may be short, they may be long, they may be like a normal day in the life, they may not be. It may just be like little spurts, kind of like when people do them for those vlog every day in the month things. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna play it by ear so that there's no pressure. I don't want to put any pressure on myself or any expectations that I will worry about not meeting. I think if I do it this way, if I just have my camera and I just film what I want to film that day, you know, whether it's what's happening the whole day or it's just 4 minutes where I just sit at the camera and tell you guys about what was going on. I just want to just daily vlogs in some form until Miss Audrey decides to come. So there we go. But that's starting soon because it's Monday now, right? Yeah, it's Monday. So they'll start on Thursday. And I'll still do my normal pregnancy updates too, of course. And there we go. So there's my long-winded update for like the last week and a half, I guess you could say. And I don't know, guys, we're here. It's just a weird feeling because I don't know what's gonna happen, you know? It's like, I feel like lately I keep getting like, I keep seeing everyone that I've been watching that's had babies lately, their babies have come. And I don't mean like when they've come. I don't mean like at what point, if it was 37 weeks versus 42 weeks. Not that, but like when the baby actually decided it was time to come, regardless of what week they were at. They've come like a rocket, like super fast. And I keep thinking like, that's what my midwife thinks is going to happen with me. She thinks it's going to be really fast. And I don't know, no idea what it's going to be like. But I keep thinking, is the universe trying to give me a heads up that it might be like that? I don't want it to be too fast because, you know, I know one girl I watch, her labor was super fast and wonderful, except that her birth photographer never even got there on time. I would be devastated if my birth photographer didn't get there on time. I know that's not the end of the world, but I would. I'd be like, where's my birth photographer? So you know, things like that. Like I would like it to be fast because who wants to be in labor for a long time, but I don't want it to be so fast that like I blink and the whole experience is over. You know what I mean? I don't know, it's crazy. So we have the car seat ready, we have everything, all the basics are ready. And then like the nursery's not done, but all the basic nursery stuff is done. Like the clothes are washed and organized, the bed's made, even though the baby's sleeping with us. But like the decorative stuff's not finished. That's okay. If it doesn't get done before the baby comes, who cares? And then like we started setting up for her in our bedroom. And you know, so our little side sleeper bassinet, it's ready. So there's a place for her there. You know, I've got my boppy ready. I'm getting my hospital or my birth bag ready. You know, all the stuff that needs to be ready. The car seat's cleaned and ready to go. It's ready. And now we're doing all the stuff that we would like to be ready with. So that is it for this update. I know it was long. Thanks for sticking through it. And I will show you the belly, which I did take on Thursday, so the belly is true to 36 weeks, which is, you know, great. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, my midwife appointment, I told you what my blood pressure was. I was measuring 1 week ahead again. So I have been measuring 1 week ahead every week since I was 20 weeks pregnant, this whole entire time, except for I think the last appointment where I was measuring right on track. So she's kind of just, she's always been 1 week ahead. Like, that's just how I measure with her. So we'll see. But all right, you guys, that's it. Baby dust all my TTC friends out there, and I will see everybody on Thursday when we start our daily vlogs until labor, which is awesome. Oh, and this is funny. So someone asked me what somebody asked me what our hashtag for Audrey was. I don't know. What should it be? I don't know. I didn't make one for her. I hashtag Go Team Hale, and I hashtag Kyle and Court. And then I'll do like funny hashtags, or like the week of pregnancy hashtags, things like that. I didn't make one for Audrey. I don't have one for Audrey. So I don't know. You tell me if anybody, whatever you guys think, and I'll use it. And that can be what we use for her. Okay. I don't know if it should just be like Baby Audrey, or Go Team Audrey, or Team Audrey, or I don't know. What do you guys think? Don't forget though, like I've said before, I will try, when things go for real, I will try to update on YouTube quickly. We're pretty good about that, but the fastest way to see updates, the place where we're gonna update the most, is I usually update the most through Instagram and my Facebook. Kyle updates the most through Twitter and Facebook. So Facebook's gonna be like our Facebook page, which the link's always below, and it's also on our main YouTube channel. That's like gonna be a place where you're gonna see a lot. But Instagram and Twitter, that's where we also update a lot. And depending on who's updating, one will get more play than the other. So they're all below. Like, all of that's below down there. All right, you guys, we'll talk to everybody in a couple of days for 37 weeks, which is awesome. I mean, can you guys believe it? Come on. I don't know. It just seems really surreal, y'all. Like, is this real life? Like, that's how I feel right now. Okay, so 9 months of awesome happening right here. I will talk to everybody next time. Bye, guys.